Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. What I have for you today is a collective energy transmission. This reading is called the Daily Dose, but it's not only for today and it's not only for the day that it's uploaded. It can be relevant whenever you find it. If you find messages in this reading that resonate with you, then this reading is for you. So I've pre-shuffled the decks that I use, and I have cards here for different placements. This card represents where you are now, Two of Wands. What challenges you face, Four of Swords. The resources you can use, Hermit reversed. Hidden forces, Four of Wands reversed. And this card represents what is the potential outcome. You have Three of Wands in reverse. We have 2, 3, and 4 of Wands in this reading. Now from the runes here, I'm going to pull one rune for the spiritual lesson. We have Ansuz. All right. Okay, so what I'm feeling in this energy is that there's something that you need to move forward with, but you may be feeling a little bit hesitant or reluctant to make a decision and to move forward. But the message of this reading is that perhaps the time of reluctance to move forward or resistance to move forward is over, and that what's important here is that you address the factors that are at play, or address the influences that are informing you, and shift your perspective so that you can actually, because I feel like right now you're having a very narrow kind of tunnel vision on your situation, and it's making it challenging for you to see what's actually important and relevant. And so the message here, which is affirmed by the rune here, which is called Ansuz, it's about changing out of a state of stillness and stagnancy and really moving forward with clarity based on having received information clearly from your higher self. This rune represents insight or communication coming from a higher force, truth, wisdom, vision. Okay, and here, because the Four of Swords and the Hermit are kind of similar energy for me. Now, in this reading, the Four of Swords is your challenge, and the Hermit reverse represents the resources you can use. So what that's telling me is that here it's a time to move past waiting or resting and actually shift into turning things outwardly and making something happen by Again, like naming something into being is coming through with the answers. Two of Wands here is saying like your time of contemplation is maybe needs to come to an end here. So rather than just looking at the options in front of you, it's time now to actually voice what it is that you want to bring into being. Talk about or invoke forward through word magic, through wisdom and understanding, what it is that you're actually seeking to progress forward with. Now, this bottom line, Four of Wands reverse, Three of Wands reverse, this is the hidden forces, this is the potential outcome. So what I'm seeing here on this bottom line is that for some of you, this is about shifting out of something that has been established for a long time. For some of you, that's going to be a job. For some of you, that's a relationship. And for some of you, that's your home environment. So something is in flux here. Something needs to change, but you may be avoiding that change, and you may have been avoiding it for too long. And what's important here with the Three of Wands in the reverse, in the position of the potential outcome, I feel like for some of you, the reason why you haven't moved forward or made a directional shift here is because you don't necessarily have clarity about what's ahead. And so seeing these two together here, I would say this rune and the Three of Wands, and this is the potential outcome and this is the spiritual lesson. What this says to me is that it's important for you to start to craft a vision. It's time to craft a vision. Piss or get off the pot. That's what I feel with this Two of Wands. You've been humming and hawing, waiting for clarity, waiting for insight, waiting for something, waiting for, or I don't like the waiting energy. The waiting energy that I feel is here. It's not because something's not clear or something's not relevant or something's not you're not alert to something. You are alert to something. You're very aware that something needs to change here, but you're hesitating because you're maybe waiting for a sign. You're maybe waiting for the universe to show you what to do or what way to go. But what it says here is that it's up to you. You need to define and clarify the path ahead of you. You need to use foresight. You need to use insight. You need to tap into your own wisdom, your own creativity, your own passion, your own wisdom to see what direction to take here, because where you are now is no longer serving you. Four of Wands reverse is saying like what has been established and grounded and stable is no longer relevant. And you know it because you're in this state of question. You're in this state of analysis and weighing up your options. But you may have been in that state for a while now. And Hermit reverse is saying you actually do know what to do. You're just avoiding it for whatever reason. Maybe you're, of course, I mean, change is always a little challenging. And normally things might feel a little bit more disrupted and more unsettled before they feel better. But nothing's worse than staying in a situation that is not good for you. I'll say that again. Nothing's worse than staying in a situation that you know is not good for you. That is kind of how should I say that? If you stay in a situation that you know is not good for you, over a long period of time, that will really harm your self-esteem. Because you're communicating something to yourself about self-worth. If you tolerate and put up with something that you know is not good for you, it's not working for you, you're communicating something to yourself about what you're worthy of and what you deserve. So don't fall into that trap of being too, relinquishing too much of your own power and authority by tolerating something that's not healthy or not beneficial to you because you're afraid of moving forward because you're not sure if it's going to be the right thing or not. Are you hearing me? I hope I'm getting through to you. Now let's go over this rune again one more time. So this is about a revealing message or insight or communication. It's about inspiration and enthusiasm. But importantly, it's also about speech. So this is about speaking into being what's important to you. It's about communicating your ideas, whether that's to another person or just to the universe itself, by taking action. It's not enough just to have ideas. It's not enough to just have ideas. You have to move forward with those things. Because if you don't, again, it becomes something that will be detrimental to your self-esteem. If you just have a lot of good ideas and you never do anything about them, that starts to become debilitating. Especially then when you see other people doing those things or someone else, an idea that you had that someone else is doing, that's going to fuck with your self-esteem so much. So be careful about that. These two energies together are very important. So this one, again, it's about having vision, having enthusiasm, having inspiration, and so is the Three of Wands. Three of Wands in the upright position is about using your foresight, using your inspiration, using vision. Again, vision. Both of these are about vision. But right now, the energy of your vision is in this stagnant place of it's not really moving forward because you're not actively engaging in the process of meditation. You're just doing nothing. There's a big difference between resting and doing nothing and meditation. It's not the same thing at all. This is, I feel like this energy here is you just refusing to make a decision and take action because you're afraid of making a mistake maybe. But it's not, I mean, moving forward, making changes and maybe getting it wrong is not worse. It's not worse than not making changes at all when you know that the space that you're in is not right for you. I can't stress that enough. There needs to be some kind of what's the right word there? Not dissolving. Deconstruction, like something that has been established now, or the place where you're in right now, needs to be disrupted or dissolved or deconstructed or shifted so that you can move forward into a path that is more true and more correct for you. Okay? So look within for the answers, yes, but don't keep just doing that. Don't just keep thinking about it. Action is required here. Find some inspiration, find some enthusiasm. Start to craft your vision more and use foresight and insight to start to define with better clarity what path is ahead of you. Even if you don't know exactly where you want to get to, there needs to be some movement here. I feel there's a stagnant energy in this reading. I feel like you're waiting for some kind of like message from the universe that's undeniable. But you are the universe. There's nothing outside of you that you need to wait for. All right, friends, I'm just checking over here, but I feel that's it for this reading. Yeah. Again, there's this feeling of apprehension or a feeling of being too... You're keeping yourself small. You're keeping yourself in a state of... accepting something that you've really already outgrown, and that again that will over time, if you stay in that energy too long, it will really debilitate your self-esteem, and it's going to be much harder to break out of that the more time that goes by. So don't think small. Don't be afraid of making a mistake. Don't be afraid of not having enough resources or enough skills or enough talent or whatever you think you need to make the changes that you want to make to move in a new direction. You'll figure it out as you go along. That's the only way to do it. You can't wait to know all the information. You can't wait to have all the skills before you start something new. You just got to make that initial movement forward. Universe will rise up to meet you and match the energy that you bring. So don't be afraid to move forward. Don't keep yourself small. Don't limit yourself. Three of Wands, and this answers rune is saying it's time to envision, it's time to broaden. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, I feel there's like a tunnel vision here where you're thinking too small. You're kind of limiting yourself within a certain space, and there is a need for a real major shift out of that energy so that you don't get stagnant and stuck in a situation for too long where you're not feeling like it's right for you. Okay? You may not know how to get started. Like I said, you might not have this, you might not feel like you have the skills or the knowledge needed to take this new direction, but you cannot keep waiting till you have all those things before you get started. You just need to make a start. You need to move ahead. You need to make some changes here. You need to take action and not just keep thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. There is a lot of potential here, but like I said before, it's not enough to just have an idea. Potential doesn't become anything unless you actually take action on it. Unless you, like a choice isn't anything other than an idea until action is taken on that choice. Okay? So I hope this message reaches you well. I hope you found something in there you can really work with. I hope you feel inspired and motivated from these messages. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.